Well, if you want to do something special with Dad this Father's Day, then bring the whole family out to the Uss Orleck Naval Museum this Sunday. They have some special events planned that will make Dad's Day, and we've got Major Ron Williams and Scott Raymond here, the author,
Amy?
to tell us all about it. You're going to be doing some tiger tours on Sunday.
Right. We're calling it Tiger Tours, basing it on the Tiger cruises that the Navy does with families, and like an orientation for the sailor. Like, I guess it's sort of like take your kid to work on a ship.
So what they would do is they would bring the families aboard the ship and do sort of a little cruise and a tour, and you're sort of mimicking that on Sunday for Father's Day.
So we're going to do it as a tour. We give everybody a guided tour, and we're going to have refreshments, and it's a family thing from 1 to 4 on Sunday. And we're going to have Scott with his book, and I'll let him talk about that. But it's really a neat experience to have Scott there with his book.
And really having you there with your book, you'll be doing a book signing, and it'll be available for purchase as well, with proceeds benefiting the Orleck Naval Museum. But it just seems like a really natural partnership between the two based on what your book is.
There is a really significant tie-in. In fact, the ship has a designation as by the state as the Vietnam Memorial Museum ship.
Correct.
And this story is historical fiction, and it does take place on an aircraft carrier during the early 70s and during Vietnam. It's, of course, fiction, but plot line is a young man with this long-held desire for a closer relationship with his dad. You have to just kind of go along with this and with the flow on this because it is fiction, but he has a dream on the ship. He goes back to 1943 and the mission where his dad was shot down but saved by an aircraft carrier. So go back to Vietnam and him waking up on the dream. He's on a ship that goes back to World War II service, but it's now serving during the Vietnam War. So eventually he starts thinking about this, could this possibly be the same ship that saved his dad? If so, he thinks this might give the connection to him with his dad he wanted. So it's a father-son relationship, kind of an interesting twist with that. You got to read the story to see what happens with it. But the Vietnam connection is definitely there. This taking place during the Vietnam War, and also taking place during a time of Watergate and Nixon with his problems. The country had a lot of problems at that time, and interesting time for someone to be in the military to see what's going on. So. Right.
The Orleck served in the Pacific its whole life. It was there for the whole period of the Vietnam War. It's got a very proud history of its service. Top gun of the 7th Fleet and so forth. And so a lot of the time it did spend supporting the war in Vietnam. So it's a great connection.
We're so lucky to have it here in Lake Charles for folks to be able to visit. You'll be able to go out on Sunday from 1 to 4 and tour it with your family. How do folks find you if they've never been before?
Just get on Enterprise Boulevard and go out to the Kplc River on the other side of the railroad overpass. Exit 31A I-10, and you get close, you can't find us, just call us and we'll beam you in.
But there is a sign on the left that says Uss Orleck right at the entrance.
There is. It is easy to find. It's well worth the trip, and it's going to be a great way to spend Father's Day this Sunday. Thank you both so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Congratulations on a great book.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We're going to wrap things up after the break.